It's now 6:30 on WKYT this morning. Kentucky election officials are preparing to review the results of the state's Republican primary for governor.
Dramatic video of a deadly shooting has just been released months after a police chase from Lexington to Richmond.
Also this morning, an update on the new high school proposed in Lexington.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning to you. So nice to have you with us here on this Thursday as we get things rolling and as we sort of roll toward the weekend now. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. If you're anything like me, you're dealing with the allergies, the pollen levels. So hoping that rain that we're expected to see for a while now will help out.
Plenty of it in the afternoons, right? Here's what's been happening. Dry hours in the morning and then we get those showers kicking up in the afternoon. Let's check in. Meteorologist Micah Harris on duty this morning. Hello there.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, Rebecca, I just checked the pollen forecast. There is not a day where it's above medium. So most of this low to medium, that's good news for us. It's good news for my voice, still hearing it. We were talking about this yesterday, Bill. What has it been, a month since I've had an actual real voice? Man, it's killing me this year. Absolutely. We've ran stories. This is one of the worst years ever when it comes to allergies, to everything just blooming at once. First Alert Defender Live Radar. You need a little bit more rain just to keep some of those pollen levels down. But remember, you get that mold going on and that grass growing too. So that kind of doesn't really help you out that much. A little rain easing into southern Kentucky, but we're sitting there 50s and 60s. It's a really good feel outside. 59 degrees is actually really nice this time of year, close to average. And then by the afternoon, 86. That does not feel good. It won't feel good at all. Muggies today and also a few rumbles of thunder. I'll show you Friday off towards your weekend because a couple of those days have the better shot at rain. I'll show you all that in your festival forecast coming up.
Okay, see you in a bit, and let's get to the news.
Well, this morning, Kentucky election officials preparing to review the results of the state's Republican primary for governor.
Former U.S. Senate candidate Matt Bevin leads State Agriculture Commissioner James Comer by just 83 votes in the unofficial results. We should know at some point later today if that vote total changes. WKYT's Mark Barber is live outside the Fayette County election office now, where the counting begins at 9 o'clock. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill. James Comer says if he gains votes through today's recanvass, he may request a recount. Now, recanvasses are paid for with tax dollars, but a recount, that could be costly, and Comer would have to pay for it. Now, when that recanvass starts this morning at 9 a.m., election officials across the state will start comparing totals from their voting machines to the numbers that were sent to the state. Election officials will also recanvass the State Agriculture Commissioner race today. James Comer, the state agriculture commissioner, asked for the recanvass in the Republican primary for governor after former U.S. Senate candidate Matt Bevin picked up 83 more votes than he did. If Comer or Bevin asks a judge for a recount, each ballot would have to be re-examined. Now, the candidate who wins a Republican primary will then face off against Jack Conway in the November general election. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Thanks so much, Mark. New this morning, an eastern Kentucky man's in the hospital after being shot by police. This happened last night in the Wolf Pit community of Pike County. Troopers got there and state police say that 54-year-old Donald May shot at them. They shot back, hitting him. He was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say May will be charged with 4 counts of attempted murder. No officers were hurt.
We are learning some more and new details this morning about a police chase from Lexington to Richmond that ended in a deadly shooting. A state police investigation reveals that 29-year-old Jessie Gibbons did not have a gun on him last September, as police had thought at the time. He was actually holding a stun gun that police say fell into his car during a struggle with a Lexington police officer before he drove away to Richmond. Our partners at the Herald Leader have video from a Lexington police helicopter showing police chasing Gibbons.
Everyone be advised, he is still moving. He is still moving down there. He's waving what appears to be a firearm. He's trying to sit up now.
The report also revealed that 8 officers fired at Gibbons during the shootout and that he was shot 8 times. A Madison County grand jury met in April and decided not to indict anyone in the case. You can watch the full video at Kentucky.com.
This morning, the fallout from a 2013 fraud investigation involving an Eastern Kentucky attorney continues. Hundreds of clients of Floyd County Attorney Eric Kahn were notified that their disability benefits are being suspended. WKYT's Hillary Thornton is at our live desk to explain where those people go from here.
Good morning, Rebecca. More than 100 people who received that letter suspending their disability benefits attended a meeting last night with several local attorneys, and they decided at that meeting the next step is filing class action lawsuits against the federal government and Eric C. Kahn. Earlier this week, hundreds of people found out that their disability payments could be suspended because of a federal fraud investigation from 2013. Eric Kahn, an attorney in Floyd County, was accused of scheming with a retired judge to approve nearly 2,000 disability cases from 2006 to 2010. The Social Security Administration says they must make a new determination of a person's eligibility for disability benefits when there is reason to believe fraud was involved in their earlier application. They told the Herald Leader those who got letters may submit additional information to try and convince a Social Security judge they deserve continued benefits. The attorney organizing the meeting and filing of class action lawsuits, Ned Pillersdorf, says those at risk of losing their benefits are some of the most economically desperate people around, and he fears many will become homeless, go without medicine, or will not be able to pay their bills. Now, Kentucky does have the 4th highest percentage of people on disability in the country. Over on WKYT.com, you can see an interactive map that details each county in the state and the number of people on disability. At the live desk, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
20 students were on a school bus when it crashed in Lee County. This happened yesterday afternoon near Beattyville on Kentucky 52 at Blaines Bridge Road. State police say the bus driver crashed into a pickup, overcorrected, and then ran off the road. You see the picture there. One child taken to the hospital to be checked out. The bus driver, 50-year-old Timothy Osborne, and the driver of the truck, 70-year-old Thomas Reese, were not seriously hurt.
It's coming up on 6:37 now on WKYT this morning, and the search is over for a missing jet skier out of Mercer County. Mike McCarty's wife says his body was pulled from the Kentucky River yesterday. Crews had been looking for the 34-year-old since Sunday. He was a passenger on a jet ski when he fell into the water. The driver said they were having some mechanical issues with the watercraft when McCarty fell in. A Lexington doctor says he is seeing an increase in overdoses from synthetic marijuana. The fake pot is illegal in Kentucky, but Lexington ER Dr. Ryan Stanton says more and more patients are coming into the hospital for treatment. He also says the side effects are getting more intense. A former user says he can attest to that.
It was just a little bit. It was just the end of a cigarette. It felt like something was crawling in my stomach. Broke out in a sweat. Couldn't even put words together. It was no more after that I was done. I would never recommend somebody try it. You don't know what you're getting with this.
The Poison Control Center says they have seen about 3,500 patients related to synthetic marijuana usage this year. That's only 160 fewer than were reported in the entire year of 2014.
A security officer is recovering this morning after being attacked inside a Southern Kentucky courthouse. The Whitley County Sheriff's Office says Richie Dawn attacked Tom Hurst after a court hearing. The security officer said Dawn was upset about the outcome of his hearing and just went on a rampage. When Hurst tried to restrain him, he said things got pretty violent.
He took the wand, the scanning wand at the desk, and swiped 3 times behind him, striking me in the head.
Well, Hurst was on his way to the hospital when we spoke to him. We tried to get Dawn's side of the story. He did not want to talk to us from jail. Well, we have a traffic alert this morning in Lexington.
Yeah, police are now ticketing drivers who turn left from Clays Mill Road onto Wellington Way. Left turns are not allowed at that intersection because of ongoing construction right now. And that's because police say it can create dangerous traffic backups. Now, there are signs warning drivers, but police say many people are not obeying the rule.
It's no secret now that there's some issues with the road due to the construction and the volume of traffic. So number one, you can either take another route, or two, simply obey what traffic measures have been put in place to keep everybody safe.
So police are recommending that drivers who need to turn left use Stone Road or Keithshire Way instead of Wellington Way. The Fayette County School Board has approved a contract for construction to start building of a new high school. D.W. Wilburn Incorporated was awarded a $62 million contract to build that school on a site along Winchester Road. Kentucky.com reports that D.W. Wilburn was the low bidder among 3 contractors. Construction is scheduled to start in June. June, and they hope to open the new school in the fall of 2017. Won't be long. They'll get on that project rather quickly, it sounds like.
Yeah, all right, let's see what's happening out on the roads this morning.
Check in with Officer Don and live drive traffic. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. On the inner loop of Man-O-War approaching Alumni, that's a stalled car in the left lane. It should be cleared in just a couple of minutes, but could start a chain reaction back up there on the inner loop of Man-O-War approaching Alumni. Quick look outside and we'll show you what to expect. If you're headed down Harrodsburg Road in the next few minutes, you can see approaching the crossover about Fort Herod. Down to that point is going to be the heaviest traffic, but it's moving. Inbound Versailles Road, by the way, past the airport still looks good. And on our Waze map, not seeing any major backups. We're able to check the exit ramps off of New Circle at Nicholasville, Tates Creek Road, and Harrodsburg Road. It looks like we're okay. On the inner and outer loops, there is a stalled car near the Clays Mill overpass, and also one on Man-O-War just past Parker's Mill. So be careful. Now back to you in the studio.
All right, should be a good ride in. If you can avoid a few little situations out there this morning, buckle up and make it safe. 6:41 is our time on WKYT this morning.
Still to come, we'll tell you why this guy slathered his body in honey. Oh,
yeah.
Better him than me, that is for sure. Lifestyle camera, unsettled pattern with the clouds laying around again this morning. When does the rain move on in today and through your weekend? Doesn't look good. Now, the latest forecast coming to you next.